This video seems pretty self-explanatory, but I am going to cover the list menu in Computer Cuisine Deluxe 9.0. Now, why am I making a video for the list menu? It seems pretty self-explanatory. You click on the list, you see the list, you select which recipe you want, and you go to it. Understandable, that is true. But what I wanted to highlight primarily on the list menu are some of the features that allow for batch processing, and these are what takes place on the right hand side of the menu. So, for example, as we scroll through the recipes, you will see little icons on the right hand side which designate if this recipe has photos, if it's one of your favorite recipes, and you'll see a printer icon and a hide icon. Now, if any recipe in your collection has a photo, you can simply check that by going to the photo menu, and you see, haha, there are custom photos for this particular recipe. But if we go back to the list, you could have known that just by going to the photo icon. So whenever you add a photo to the recipe, you will see that in the list. Now, the heart is filled in here. What does that mean? That means it's one of your favorite recipes. So normally, when you go through the main menu, that is listed as favorites, yes, and that's just a pull-down menu of yes or no. But let's say you wanted to do batch processing. You wanted to make a bunch of recipes your favorite. Well, let's say you wanted to do a favorite for every recipe that had, I don't know. I always do chocolate, but let's just do chocolate again. Okay. So here's every recipe with the name chocolate. We'll do chocolate, and there are 12 of them. You will see some are favorites, some are not. Some are not right here. But let's say we wanted to make them all our favorites. Well, you don't want to have to manually go into each recipe and then go favorite yes and then go to the next one and then do a pull down menu favorite yes and go here and favorite yes. Well, you can accomplish that very quickly by just scanning through the list menu and just clicking on the heart. Once you click on the heart, this toggles it, and now all of these are our favorites. So, for example, if you had favorite recipes from a certain chef, you could do a search for that chef's name, see the list, and once in the list menu, you can just toggle those as all favorites. There are also tools here on the right hand side which you could set all recipes to favorite status, set all recipes to non-favorite status. So this is sort of a batch processing for that same task. But another option that you have, so let's go through and we'll set them all to non-favorite status. This is going to reset all to non-favorites. Do you want to proceed? This can't be undone. Think wisely. We're going to say non-favorite status, but now everything is set to non-favorite status. So we've just lost everything if we wanted to sort of reset the system. So the other option is for printing. So again, this is sort of the list menu doubles as sort of a batch processing area. So let's say we wanted to print the recipe for salmon chowder and an amaretto sour and apple cake. You just simply click on the printer icon, you'll see the little red checkbox. That means these are in queue to be printed. Once you want to print that, you can just hit print the check, and what that does is it goes through the checkbox printing and it sends them to your printer. Now, I have my LaserJet printer, so it's sending 3 individual printers. My printer is currently not on, but you will see that it just sent 3. You can sort of get a visual even of the 3 recipe printouts for those particular recipes that were sent directly to the printer, ready to go. I'm going to cancel these out. We don't need those. So that's sort of the batch processing for printing. Now, the other option is to hide recipes. Now, you're not going to be deleting them at all, but let's say you wanted to refine that list, like you did a search for all recipes by a particular chef, and you want to do a batch printing, but you don't want to print all of them, you want to print most of them. Well, you could do a find for a particular chef's name, and then let's say you had 25 recipes and you only wanted to print 7 of them instead of going through check. You could just click on the hide button, and what that's going to do is it's just going to omit them from the list. It's not deleting them. They're still in. You will see recipes found, which is different from the recipes in your collection. This is just what's currently found based on a find. So I'm omitting quite a few recipes. And then if we ever need to get them back, we just hit show all, and all those hidden recipes are now visible again. So this just allows you to batch process things fairly quickly, make certain recipes favorites and such. And to do this, it all takes place in the list menu. So if you ever need to go back to the main menu, you just go here, and that's pretty much it. Thanks.